and greetings once again to your Templar Report with me, guest presenter Jim Dawson. God bless each and every one of you. Who have we got today? Bit late today in here. Anthony, how you doing? Anthony H, how you doing? Mitch Cameron and Sherry, how you doing, Sherry? Hugo de Castello, Cadella, how are you? You naughty boy. Yeah, some of you folk are getting themselves in a lot of trouble these days, but all good stuff. I'm just trying to move debris from this desk. I don't know what's happened. It's getting crazy. Anyway, good stuff. God bless you all, one and all. We've got a good show today. We're going to be looking at some stuff. It's rather interesting. Pouring the rain here again, dark as anything. But in England, it's like 30 degrees. It's been like that for days in England. It's been dark and raining here. It's just the same as when all the Americans came over for the night ceremony. It's horrible. What a country this is. It's incredible, isn't it? But there we are. That's the way we are. So, yeah. So what have we got here? I think we have a wee bit of scripture. Let's have a look here. Yeah, a wee portion of scripture here that'll do us the very best. Psalm 8. I like this. Psalm 8, the verse 1 and 2. Maybe do 1 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Hear ye the Lord. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth, who has set thy glory above the heavens. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength because of thine enemies, that thou might still the enemy and the avenger. When I consider thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars, which thou hast ordained. What is man that thou art mindful of him, and the Son of Man that thou visiteth him? Amen. And we know the Lord will add his blessing to this, the public reading. It was infallible, inspired, and inerrant word. And the people of God said, Amen, and amen indeed. You know, it's quite strange. Recently, some of my sermons have been getting picked up worldwide. I mean, I don't care if one person listens or nobody listens. I'm told to do it, and so I do it. But I put some on Facebook the other day, and I'm not very popular on Facebook. It's got like 40,000 hits just in a few hours, and it's a sermon I did on demographics. And I've seen some big preachers in America have started sharing my stuff, and I've got to do a couple of podcasts with Americans as well. So it's getting out there. The message is getting out there. So any young preachers watching us who are maybe discouraged because they're not getting many people going to their church, or if they're online, they're not getting many people tuning in, don't be discouraged. It's none of your business. God has ordained you a preacher, you preach, and it's none of your business whether one person listens or a million people. It doesn't matter. And it annoys me to see these evangelical preachers desperate to get audiences. Look, it is what it is. God will bring the increase. Simple as that. We plough and sow, but we may never see the harvest. And that's the way it is. I'm a Calvinist, so I believe in that anyway. So don't get discouraged. Just preach a word. And it might be 100 years after your death, your sermons will come into the public light. That's the way it is. Just be faithful and go on with it. So who have we got here? Kelly G, how you doing, sister? Nice to see you. And John Stewart family, good morning, brother. Westover 1314, amen. Westover's a good guy. He knows the score. We just preach the word, and if it comes back to us in our time, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. But God's word never returns void. Never. It's always effective. So there we are. Yeah, very good indeed. Good to see you all in here. So we've got an interesting show today. It's very peculiar. Where's that thing went? All right, so all of a sudden, the ridiculous Iran war, as we told you, it was ridiculous at the time, seems to be there's a document of understanding now, whatever the heck that means, but seemingly peace has broke out. And where are we now? After all these months of war, thousands and thousands of innocent people killed in Iran, civilians, the whole world's economy upended. And we're going to see the results of that later on in the year, because the farmers in America and Britain have not been able to get the fertilizer they need, so they've not planted out the crops that they need. So we're going to find out in September, October of the seriousness of this. But even at the moment, the price of fuel, the price of oil for the house, the price of gas for your cars, and electricity prices across Europe are absolutely sky high. For what reason? So where are we now with this war? What was the objectives of it in the first place? To stop Iran making a nuclear bomb that they said they weren't making anyway. There was a fatwa, the last Ayatollah who was killed in an Israeli strike, said it was haram against Islamic principles to produce an atomic bomb. So they never intentions it, but they were trying to enrich uranium and have a nuclear program for power and all the rest of it. So where are we now? Nowhere. No further forward. The Iranians have promised to do something that they had no intentions of doing anyway. They're not going to make a nuclear bomb, but they're going to keep holding their plutonium. And this is the exact same deal Obama did. Do you remember? And then Trump scrapped it. Exact same deal. So now they're going to get their money back that we seized, 300 and something billion that we seized. They're getting that back now, but Trump says America's not paying it. Well, America never took it. It was took by other institutions across the world. So now they're getting their 300 billion back. Straits of Hormuz will be opened. It wasn't shut before America attacked and Israel attacked. It wasn't shut then. What else have they get now? It's just a load of nonsense. Not only are we not further ahead, the West is in a far weaker position now because Iran has proved themselves not to be like Afghanistan or Syria or Iraq. They've proved themselves to be a very strong world power with some very far-reaching weapons and all the rest of it. So where are we now? The West appears to be much weaker. Iran appears to be much stronger. We have to take out all our military hardware for the area to pre-war levels. So we're back to exactly where we were before, only Iran's still got their plutonium. Iran's getting their 300 billion back. And the big one, Iran is going to now be free from sanctions. They've had sanctions since 1979. And for the first time ever, they're going to be free from sanctions. This is incredible. So a cynic would say Iran has got a massive victory and the West lost. That's a cynic. I dread not to say such a thing, but it's too horrible to think about. But it's looking that way. Anyway, you can't get any sense out of the British, European, or American media because they're all lying in some distinct. The left lie and say it's a humiliating defeat for Trump. The right wing lie and say it's a fantastic victory for Trump. The truth lies somewhere in the middle. So I always rely on India or one of these countries in the Middle East to try and get some actual sensible news that is real. So I'll let you hear this. This is an appraisal of the peace deal and what it encompasses, what the details are of the deal. It's not a peace deal as such or a ceasefire. It's a agreement of understanding, whatever that means. Anyway, have a listen.
After months of missile and drone strikes, the United States and Iran have taken an unprecedented step towards de-escalation. A 14-point agreement between Washington and Tehran has now officially come into effect after being signed by President Donald Trump and Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian.
Sounds good. This was not easy, I can tell you.
The deal is being presented as a roadmap to end the conflict, reopen critical maritime trade routes, and revive Iran's economy. What exactly does the agreement contain, and what does it matter to the rest of the world? First, the agreement locks in an extension of the ceasefire between the United States and Iran. Both sides have committed to not initiating military operations against each other or even threatening the use of force. The document describes this as the start of a process that could lead to the permanent termination of the conflict. Second, the deal goes beyond just the US and Iran. It also addresses the situation in Lebanon, where Israel continues to strike targets linked to Iran-backed Hezbollah. Both sides have agreed to respect Lebanon's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Third, Washington and Tehran have pledged to respect each other's internal affairs after decades of mutual accusations of interference. Both countries are now formally committing to non-intervention, at least on paper. Fourth, the moment the agreement was signed, a 60-day clock started ticking. During this period, the two sides will negotiate a final and more comprehensive deal. If necessary, that deadline can be extended by mutual consent.
The Iran-US Memorandum of Understanding is now officially complete and finalized, since it has been signed by both sides. The Farsi document is similar to the English one and was signed by the other party. In the 60 days, The other party should not increase military presence in region or issue new sanctions.
وضع تحریم‌های جدید.
The United States has agreed to begin ending its naval restrictions on Iran. Over the next month, Washington will remove obstacles that have limited access to Iranian ports, while also moving towards reducing its military presence near Iran to pre-war levels. One of the most important global consequences of this agreement is the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has committed to facilitating safe passage for commercial shipping through the waterway without charging transit fees. That is significant because a large portion of the world's oil trade passes through this narrow choke point. Its closure had sent energy markets into turmoil. The deal also contains a massive economic component. The United States and its regional partners will work towards creating a reconstruction and development framework worth at least $300 billion. The money is expected to come from international and regional investors. The agreement also opens the door to the release of Iranian funds that have been frozen abroad. Some of those assets could be made available as Tehran implements its commitments, providing the country with much-needed economic relief. Washington has committed to ending its economic sanctions on Iran. The timeline remains unclear, but the principle has now been accepted by both sides. For Iran, which has spent not years but decades under punishing economic restrictions, that could be one of the most important parts of the deal. At the heart of the agreement is Iran's nuclear program. Tehran has formally agreed that it will not acquire or develop a nuclear weapon. The future of its enriched uranium stockpiles will be decided in follow-up talks under international supervision. But until those talks are completed, both sides have agreed to maintain the current status of Iran's nuclear program. In return, the United States will avoid imposing new sanctions and continue providing certain waivers related to oil exports and financial transactions. And finally, the deal creates a mechanism to monitor compliance that lays out a path for final negotiations and envisions a future agreement that could eventually be endorsed by the United Nations Security Council. It means this is not being presented as a temporary pause, but as the foundation for a long-term political settlement. But even as these agreements is being signed, and one of the key tenets of this pact is that neither side will threaten the other militarily, President Donald Trump has issued this new threat against Iran. Tehran, on the other hand, is presenting the deal as a massive U.S. failure.
I said, look, if you don't adhere to the agreement, I don't want to do that, but we're going to bomb the hell out of you. And I don't think that they're going to veer from the agreement. What else am I going to do?
But after months of conflicts, the immediate effect of this deal is clear. The Strait of Hormuz is reopening. Sanctions relief is back on the table. And for the first time since the US and Israel launched war on Iran, diplomacy has replaced escalation as the main story.
The world moves fast. Power shifts. Unexpected developments. Changing alliances. Every day.
There we are. It's just bizarre. It's the exact same deal that Obama had brokered years ago. That Donald Trump, one of the first things he's done was done away with that deal. It's the exact same deal. In fact, it's worse. It's worse. Not only are they getting them all their money back that the rest of the world took and embargoed on their cash, but they're also going to be now looking at the end of sanctions. It's unbelievable. It's just an unbelievable deal. So, yeah, it's really put the West, especially America, in a much weaker position than they were in February. Much weaker, because for the first time ever since Vietnam, a small country has defied America and survived it. They've said, no, we're not playing your game. And there you go. Craziness. I think when Donald Trump was signing the agreement, he stood up there and he says, I'm going to bomb the hell out of them. What else can I do? I think the poor man, to be fair to Donald Trump, I think the poor man, because he ain't stupid, but Donald Trump appears to be a bit crazy sometimes. He's far from it. Donald Trump has eventually, the pennies dropped and thought, why on earth did I get myself involved in this? Why did I drag America into this? I want out of this. I want no more to do with it. To hell with a lot of them. To hell with them. If Israel want to fight with them, let them get on with it. But I didn't get involved in this no more. So well done, America. Well done, the American people, for dodging a bullet with that one. But it's not over yet, because I would suggest that Israel will do everything they can to scupper even that very early embryonic makings of a peace deal. Israel will do everything they can to drag that war back into the fore again and bring America into it as usual. So there we go. Anyway, coming here to Ireland, I mean, the amount of people I see on the social media saying, oh, the IRA are great. Why don't they go out and do something with the immigrants? The IRA are doing something about the immigrants. They're bringing them in. Sinn Féin and the IRA are Marxist globalists who love the refugees. We've got pictures of Jerry Adams and Matt McGuinness, IRA leaders, saying refugees are welcome. The entire party, the entire organisation of Sinn Féin IRA are absolutely fanatically pro-immigration and pro-abortion and pro-LGBTQ+. But the amount of Americans I see, oh, good old IRA, we support IRA, and where are they now and why are they not doing some? It's unbelievable. Well, this week, they're trying to pass a law in Ireland where women don't have to have a 3-day period of cooling off before they have an abortion. And remember, Sinn Féin brought abortion into Ireland, especially in the north. They went begging the Brits to bring it into Northern Ireland without a referendum because they'd have lost it. Anyway, here's the leader, the overall leader of Sinn Féin, coming out celebrating that they reckon they're going to win this vote to kill more babies in Ireland. Now, there's already been, in the last few years, 50,000 Irish babies aborted. And now they're celebrating that they can do it faster and more. Incredible. Have a look.
So, great news. The Sinn Féin bill to end the mandatory 3-day wait has just been passed in the Dáil. This is great news for women's healthcare. And now we're going to work with other parties to get this over the line.
You see that gaggle of women? This is why women shouldn't be in politics. They're not right. They're not fit for it. They're not cut out for it. What is she talking about? Healthcare. What is this woman getting on about? Women's healthcare. Healthcare. Healthcare means they make people look after your health and make you better. Abortion is the surest, the only thing in medicine that is absolutely guaranteed of a certain outcome. 100% of patients who go in to abortion clinic are 100% successful in killing their baby. How on earth is that healthcare? Abortion is not healthcare. Abortion is murder. Absolutely blood red murder. It's not black and white. It's a blood red issue, not a black and white issue. Every single baby who goes into an abortion clinic is killed without exception. You know, you've got areas like countries like Iceland, and somebody said to me, they're stupid woman said to me, why don't we have abortion for Down syndrome? No, I said, no, you can't have that. She went, well, why don't we cure Down syndrome like Iceland has? And I said, are you stupid? She was actually stupid. But anyway, that's what you talk about. She said, Iceland's cured Down syndrome. They don't have any Down syndrome babies now. Yes, because they've got a legislation that they abort the Down syndrome babies. They abort them. So is this where we are now? We abort people who are not perfect. There's a guy who goes to our church. He's a wee Down syndrome guy, 17, isn't he? He's all right. He's fine. Plays the drums, bit wild, but he's all right. He's all right. Leave him be. What are you talking about? Aborting handicapped people? What is it you're on about? Because let me tell you something. I'm in my 60s now. And in no that long a time, I'll be an old, frail guy shuffling about the place if God preserves me. May God hear my prayers and preserve me long enough to be like that. But then I'll be sort of handicapped if an old geezer snorting about with a stick. Are they going to put me down? Absolutely, 100%. That's exactly where we're going with this. If you can kill the most vulnerable, cuddly, cute, wee, gorgeous babies, no problem. No problem. Killing old, smelly, annoying guys like me or grannies. Oh, no problem. If you can get a wee baby, cute, tiny baby, and kill them, why wouldn't you kill old folk like you, Marion? I'm telling you, you're in a sticky wicket here. In the future, you're in a sticky. But you know what I mean? If you kill a wee baby, what is going to stop them from killing you and me? Because we're old. And soon we'll be old and smelly. Because old people have always got a smell about them, haven't they? But you know what I mean? What next? It's unbelievable. They're after us. But let me tell you something. I'll tell you, they better come mob-handed when they come for me, because I'll go for them. There you go. Mitch Cram said, I don't know why people can't get it through their thick skulls that area. Just, Salmo line, a long list of scumbags that are taking the globally shekel. Exactly. I don't understand it. There's something wrong. Jewish Hollywood image of the IRA is freedom fighters that people remember. I know, it's crazy. I don't know what's wrong with these people. It's bonkers. Really, really bonkers. I don't understand it. Anyway, in America right now, there's a World Cup, seemingly. I didn't even know Scotland were in it. That's how little interest I have in this damn wretched game where grown men get themselves excited. And you know, to go to a game, it's costing £3,000. The people who are in America now from Britain are spending like £10,000-15,000 to go to America and watch a game. You try and ask them for a donation to the Christian Nationalist Party, Jada's party, or ask them for a donation to the Knights Templar, who we're all fighting to save our children's future. Won't give us a halfpenny. But they spend $15,000 going to America to watch a stupid football game full of blacks. The English team's full of what do you call them, Africans. I don't think the Scotland team is. They're just rubbish. So it's madness. It's bonkers. But anyway, here's a good thing for America. At least, now this is very embarrassing because I watched a few videos. I phoned Jada earlier on. I said, you won't believe this. All the English fans in the pubs and wherever they are in America are all singing, God save our gracious Queen. Queen's dead. Did you miss that, lads? They don't know the words of their own national anthem. They don't know the words of their own national anthem. And they don't, English patriots don't know any songs. I know loads of songs. I was up the pub with when we were doing the Knighting ceremony. And I sang 2 songs. I sang Flower of Scotland, yes. And I sang Willie McBride, First World War song. No problem. I know loads of songs, hundreds of songs. But most English people don't know it. So they're singing God Save the Queen. We have no queen. We've got a king now. And they're singing, you can stick your effing bagpipes up your bum. That's what they're singing. Cheeky Herbert's in there. That's what they're singing because they don't know any other songs. But they know this one. And this is wonderful, my American friends. Here, a big gang, I think they're English fans, singing your national anthem. Well done, the English, on this occasion. Well done. Try and learn your own one before you learn the American one. Just a suggestion. Have a listen. Good on the English. They're singing Star Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see? I know it. By the dawn's early light. I know it. It's fantastic, but it's good. James W. says, how's the crypto consortium doing these days? Well, the best thing I can say, we're still here. They're still there. All the coins are safe, but we need the price to go up. Most crypto mining companies have went bust and everybody's lost everything. We've lost nothing. We're sitting on a stack of Ethereum coins and we just need the price to go up. Simple as that. And it's very difficult because I've got a load in it as well and I need a new kitchen. But what can we do? What can we actually do? We can only wait until the price moves on it. So there we go, James. It's very frustrating, but at least your stuff is safe. We don't take any draw on it. There's no money taken out for administration fees or so on and so forth. None of that. It's sitting there. Frustratingly safe. And we just need to wait for the price to go up. Nothing we can do about it. It's very frustrating. But there we go. We sent out a report there a couple of weeks ago. You should have got a report. We sent out a crypto report about... When did we send that crypto report? It was before the Knighting ceremony, maybe 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. If you didn't get one, let us know. James W., I don't know your full name, but we can see if your email's still in the system because you should have got it. Okay. Anyway, as things look dark and desperate these days, remember this. I want to tell you something because I keep putting stuff out. I put a video out and it's went viral about demographic collapse, and I've told everybody, Germany, France, everywhere, Britain, demographic collapse, only collapse. And I found out something yesterday. I was talking to Nick about and Jada about. Since 1980, 25 million people have emigrated to Britain. I had the figures wrote down. Don't know. Is that them? No. We had them when I was a wee boy in 1964. When I was born, we had about 53 million people in Britain. Now we've got 70 million. That entire growth has came 25 million on that. So anyway, extrapolating the figures out, 70 million people now. There's 25 million new people. That's not including their breeding pattern of their kids. So if you take that 25 million became at least 35 million, take that away from 70, leaves you with 35 million. So right now, as we speak, Foreign people who say they're British and actual indigenous British are about 50-50. Right now. Not 10 years' time, not 15 years, 20 years' time, right now. And the government is hiding that. But that is the fact. Absolutely, 100%. Do the maths yourself. The information's there. Just you need to dig about, be a wee bit creative to get the info because they try and hide it for you. So 25 million people came here since 1980. 1980 was how many years ago? Dear me, 1980 was what, 40 years ago, 40 odd years ago, 46 years ago. So that 25 million, some of them were abroad. So just say there's only even 30 million of them out of the 70. So there's 40 million of us, 30 million of them. But we know that's not true because before 1980, millions of Pakistanis and Bangladeshis and people from India and the West Indies had already come in. So absolutely, the very best in its fantasy world, there's 40 million of us and 35 million of them. Sorry, 30 million of them and 40 million of us, but that's not true. It's got to be a very minimum of 35 million of them, 35 million of us. So right now, we're probably equals to equals. But they tell you, no, Britain's still 70% white. No, it's not. It's not. And Jerry Francis said to me, no, you're right, Jim. It's not. Just go and look. Go outside your door and have a look. The figures don't lie. The absolute figures don't lie. 25 million people have came here legally that we know of since 1980. How many do you think came illegally? So even if you only took 25 million off 70 million, that means there's 45 million of us. That's not including for them breeding. That's not including for illegals. It's not including for the immigrants that came here before 1980. It is horse manure. Right now, we're probably equal at best with them. There's as many of them as there is of us. That's the bottom line. So people are talking about we're going to be outnumbered in 20 years. No. We're going to be outnumbered by next year if we're not already outnumbered. That's a reality. Does that shock you? Go and do if you don't believe me, go and look into it. Shock me. But that's the bottom line. Thanks, Mitch. See you later. Bread and circuses, 100%. But that's frightening. Righteous moral fight back. Absolutely. Jerry Francis says you can literally see that those officials are false. Of course they are. They're completely false. It's like telling people lies just to keep them calm. It's complete lies. Complete lies. But if you just look at the immigration figures and you don't add any on for them breeding, you don't add any on for the Windrush generation or the West Indians or the East Africans that came here, or the Bangladeshis that came here, or the Pakistanis that came here, or the ones from India, you don't add any of them on at all. There would be best 40 million of us and 30 million of them. But we know we need to add some on for them. It's done and dusted. But, and people are saying, you're blackpilling me. I'm not blackpilling. Like, don't talk to me about blackpilling. That's stupid teenage talk. There's reality. Like Winston Churchill, the Second World War, was he blackpilling us when he said ahead of us only lies death, blood, tears, and toil? I've got to tell you that. Churchill told us that in 1940, I think. We're in a perilous situation. The whole survival of our island race, 1,000 years, is on the brink. And we could be snuffed out in an instant if we don't buckle down and win. And do you remember? We will fight them in the beaches. We will fight them in the streets. We will fight them in the landing fields. We will fight them in the hills. And we will never surrender. It's not a black pill. So, Churchill, you're blackpilling us. You're blackpilling us. No, he was a grown-up fighting man who talked the truth so people could gird their loins and prepare for the fight of all fights, the mother of all battles that's coming to us in Western Europe, fighting for our very freedom. But I want to tell you this, my friends. There was a time when the Muslims, who were powerful, who swept across North Africa, sweeping all before them. Ancient civilizations melted before them, and they invaded Spain, and they took over Spain. They tried to get up into France. They got as far as Toulouse, and then Charles Martel, the hammer, smashed them. But they took over Spain. And do you know something? They chased the Christians right up to the top of Spain. Do you know how many warriors were left? What do you think? Have a guess. How many warriors of Spain were left by the time the Muslims had conquered Spain, the conquista of Spain? How many Muslims, how many Christian warriors were left up in Asturias, which is right up in the corner of Spain? That's where they were driven to the mountains. There's mountains up there like the Scottish Highlands, rainy, windy, wet place. It just looks like Scotland. How many men were left up in those glens and those mountain passes? How many? I'll tell you how many. 300. That's all. That's all, my friends. 300 Christian fighting men who would not surrender, who would not bow the knee, who would not bow before the crescent moon, but rather in the caves and in the valleys sat with their crosses praying and breeding and planning. 300. They were the last of us, the Christian people, and they never gave up. And eventually, after 800 years, those 300 became many, many thousands, and they managed to start pushing their way down into Spain. And after a long time, 800 years, they pushed the Muslims out of Spain and reclaimed it a land for Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. So don't give up. Have a look at this it's a wee thing off the internet. But just remember this. 300 we were down to. I know for a fact there's more than 300 Englishmen that will fight. There's more than 300 Germans that will fight. There's more than 300 Dutch and Frenchies that will fight. Oh, listen, they could get us down to a few hundred folk. We will still be victorious if, and only if, we have the banner of Jesus Christ and the holy martyrs before us. If we go before us with Nietzsche and ideology and National Socialism or fascism or any other ism, we'll lose. But if we raise the cross of Christ and the banners of the holy martyrs before us, we will win. It's as simple as that. Do you understand this, folks? You need to. Have a look. Took a while. It took a while, but 300 men who stayed firm, kept the faith, and reconquered their lands for Christ. Amen. So don't give up, mate. The Indian Mogul hordes were relentless, absolutely. Yep, Andy Lightman says there's 20 million plus non-Indigenous here now. Oh, minimum, 20 million, absolutely. Well, Andy, from 1980, 25 million have came here legally. That's the official figures. The official figures. The real figures are far more. There's 25 million came here because a lot of people say they're British because they're second and third generation, like the Bangladeshis, the Pakistanis, the Africans, the West Africans, the West Indians. They say they're British because they're born here. If you actually look at the real figures, there's at least 35 million of them, at least. So that means the country's only got 75 million, so there's at least half of them and half of us. That's the bottom line. No way of dressing up for you. So there you go. But as I said, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I could find 300 men from this village where I'm sitting here right now that would go to England and fight. There's 300 men from this townland that would go and fight. There are tens of thousands of Ulster men who will be on every single boat, every single vessel, anything with a sail or an engine or a set of oars, and we'll be going to cross that Irish Sea to defend our country because Britain, Great Britain, the island of Great Britain, is our homeland. In Northern Ireland, we always talk about being, I'm going to the mainland. We don't say we're going to Britain. We say we're going to the mainland. You heard that? Jade has heard it. We say we're going to the mainland. That's our mainland. We're on an island. That's our mainland. That's our main country is Britain, Scotland, England, and Wales. Every man who could get in a boat and somebody even swim over if necessary will be coming. So if the Muslims think the English are a pushover, well, wait till our boys get a hold of you. You'll not know what's hurt you. You get 10,000 Ulstermen over there. We'll make mincemeat out of you. We'll eat you for breakfast and spit you out in chunks. And that's what's coming. That's what's coming, 100%. Good morning, John Kopasaki. How are you? Yep. John Stewart says, I'll be considering finding your own candidates under the Christian Nationalist Party. You've not read the memo. Jade will explain that to you. What for? What for? What for? Do you honestly think electoral politics is of any good at all? Today's a big day. Today's what do you call that? What do you call that field? Bakerfield, no. Wakefield, no. Who? No. Makerfield by-election. Makerfield by-election. Bakerfield's in California. Anyway, the Makerfield by-election. At the moment, Andy Burnham's ahead. Reform is just behind him. And Restore, Rupert Lowe's party is sitting about 6 or 7%. Andy Burnham's going to win by 2 or 3%. And that means if Restore had added their votes onto Farage's reform, they'd have won that election. They'd have won that. But because he's stupid, rich, multimillionaire men's egos, Andy Burnham's going to win that. Then he will win the leadership race and he will be the Prime Minister. And he's a nut. If you think Keir Starmer's mad, Wait till Andy Burnham's in. He is a red hot, crazy Brit-hating socialist. Even worse than Keir Starmer, if that's possible. If that's possible, there you go. It's craziness. I don't know. I for one, am done with electing who they select. Listen, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It's a rigged game, and it doesn't matter. There's 30 odd million of them, 30 odd million of us. It's a waste of time. What are you talking about? And if you keep going on with this democracy carry on, you will have a legally elected caliphate government. No, to hell with it. Yep. So this is what's going to happen. You'll see tonight and tomorrow morning the victory that Burnham gets. There might be you never know. There could be a twist in the tail, and maybe Reform will win. But I don't know. I hope so. Because he is a bad man. Andy Burnham's a bad man. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so I don't know if our friend Tom's in. I don't know if Tom's in, but if he isn't in, I'll watch it later. So I'm going to have a wee thing. John Coppersakis, the electoral office isn't the way to win a battle. Yep. Yeah. Our political establishment, our political institutions are way beyond saving. They're so compromised, they need to get put to sleep. So I'm going to show you, just in case Tom comes in later, one of your folk, community power is the way to do it. And this is what we do in Northern Ireland. We don't engage with the government. We don't engage with the politicians. We don't engage with the police. But a wee country here of 800,000 loyal people, 800,000, that's all there is 820,000. We have over 800 bands and over 2,500 militia lodges, 800 of our own halls, in this tiny wee place of 800,000 people. Can you imagine if you did that all over America or England? We'd be flying. And here's a wee example of one of the militia bands, or Sammy's wife, Sarah. She's got about, how many families she got in this band? 6 or 7 of her family in this band, wee Sarah. So he picked a good wife there. She comes from a good loyal background, a good staunch loyal heart. So have a wee look. John Coppersakis is direct action at the community level. Absolutely, John. Absolutely, John. This is what this is. This is what these bands are about. This is direct action at community level, building communities in a common purpose. These people are all Presbyterians. They're all Ulstermen, and they've no time. Why bother with the government? Because if push comes to shove and they try and impose anything on us, we'll fight them, as we've done for hundreds of years. So, and as our government gets softer and softer, they're more reluctant to come and fight with people like us. So have a look at this wee band. This is a great band. As I say, 6 or 7 of Sarah, Sammy's wife's family are in this. I think they're brilliant. What do you call them? Drum Derg. Have a wee look. Superb. And remember, these are working class boys. You've seen the bit of the town they're walking through there. It's a post-industrial apocalypse. It's like Detroit. It's like Flint, Michigan. This is a dive. This is a country. This is an area in the town that's been de-industrialized. It's poverty-stricken. These guys are all poverty-stricken, but they still find the money to buy their uniforms and their drums. They still turn out 2 and 3 times a week to practice and parade every week. Yeah, I have to be a Christian in that band. You got to be serious Christian, churchgoer and all the rest of it. No bevving, no getting up to bad behaviour. Christian people. So that's like Flint, Michigan. But why is it not like Flint, Michigan? Because there's not gangsters and people getting killed and murder and mayhem and rape going on about them. Because these people are in that community. Although the community has been deindustrialized, it's falling apart. The crime level is the lowest in Europe. Yes. Because these young men are on the streets. They're protecting their areas. They're looking after their areas. It's unbelievable. And that's what community involvement means. That means direct action. Direct action doesn't mean violence. It doesn't mean killing anybody. It means direct action, looking after your own people. And you can only do that when you've got a church connection. Your Christian faith is playing a part. The boys spend all their time and money, whatever money they've got, because they're all kind of poor working class lads, taking pride in their band, taking pride in their community, even though it's fallen apart and the big capitalists have moved away a long time ago and they've left Victorian slums to fall apart. These people won't let it fall apart. They're preserving it because they love it and they love their people. That's the bottom line. And that is real community cohesion and real direct action on a community level. And I'm glad Tom was in there because I played these because I know Tom loves the bands. It's fantastic. But that's what it is. And that's what we need to do. And it's very important. Let me see now. What do I see here? What is that there? Christian, what? I've got something here, but I don't know what it is. Wait a minute. I don't know what this is. Wait a minute. Aye, so that's in Northern Ireland. Now, in Scotland, we also have a similar system, especially up in the Highlands. Tom Henry says, closest thing we have to Neighbourhood Watch. Tom, it's a start. It's a start. Neighbourhood Watch is a start. But in Scotland, in the Highlands especially, because southern Scotland is all Ulster people. The Highlanders call us Irish because we're all from here. I mean, I grew up in Scotland, but my grandparents are from here. Anyway, in the Highlands of Scotland, they've also got a community cohesion through the clan system. The old clans, the McGregors, the McDonalds, the Campbells. Some of them still don't talk. Anyway, we have the clan system, and they've also got it's direct action at a community level, as Tom recognises and Brother John recognises, community action. And you'll think, there's nothing to stop the English doing this. Why do we need to be doing this, my English friends? You're going to have nothing, because men only stand together when they're united together in common bonds of love, not hatred. Love. If you love your neighbour and you would lay down your life, remember the words of our Lord himself, you've got to be prepared to lay down your life for your brother. If you're not prepared to do that, the enemy will beat you. If you're not prepared to risk your life for your brother, it's over. But have a look at how they do it in the Highlands. Oh, I love this. Tom, you'll like this as well. So that's the clan Innes. Imagine messing with that guy. You're not going to mess with him. Now, Andy says us English are losing our tribal instincts. We can hardly sound a decent chant these days. Well, to be fair, Andy, the Scots and the Irish are the way we are because we suffered hundreds and hundreds of years of persecution and subjugation by the English. The English have never suffered that since the Norman invasion. But you're going to suffer it, and the English will respond well. Remember, never forget, the English are Saxons. They're Germanic. Be very wary of the Saxon wrath when it unleashes. So when the English are pushed into a corner, they'll react, believe me. I have every confidence in the English folk. At the moment, they don't have what we've got because they never suffered the persecution. You've got to suffer the persecution. So this side of the Civil War, nothing's going to happen. The other side of the Civil War, you'll have big bands like that. You'll have clans. You'll have tribes. You'll have all of that stuff that we've got in Northern Ireland and in Scotland. You'll have all of that. Believe me. You'll have all of that. So there we go. Now, I'm always showing stuff in Northern Ireland, so I want to give a wee bit of respect to our Irish friends. And there's a lovely song called Grace. And she's a young woman, 18, who was engaged to a guy called Plunkett, who took part in the 1916 uprising against the British in Dublin. Grace, what's her second name? I can't remember her name. Grace. I can't remember. Anyway, she visited him in Kilmainham jail the night before his execution because the stupid English said we're going to execute all leaders. They don't understand. Us Celtic have a thing called a blood sacrifice, which is normally glorious defeat, but the men who sacrifice themselves become holy martyrs, and that spires on the rest of the tribe. It's the stupidest thing the English ever done. Anyway, they were going to execute this young fellow. He was only 18 or 19, and they brought down his fiancée, Grace, and a priest was called, and they married them in the cell just a few hours before dawn when he was took out and shot and executed by a firing squad. And it's one of the most beautiful, heart-rending songs I've ever heard in my life. And I find it even hard to listen to it without getting a tear in my eye because it's so beautiful and it's a true story. And that old woman never married. She lived to a ripe old age. She never married because she loved her young man, and they were married in the middle of the night by a priest. The British allowed him to do that just before he was taken out and shot. And here's his words. Here's words that were penned to celebrate that real love story. Have a listen to this.
As we gathered in the chapel here in old Kilmainham jail, I think about these past few weeks. Oh, will they say we failed? From our school days they have told us we must yearn for liberty. Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for these great men, my love for this dear land. So when Auric called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed. To him I had to go. just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now as the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn, as I walk out, my thoughts will be with you. And I'll write some words upon the wall, so everyone will know I love so much that I could see his blood upon the road. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Now there won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye.
That's better. What a song and what a sentiment, because, you know, people could say, if he loved Grace so much, why did he get out of sickbed to go to the GPO and face absolute certain defeat by the British forces? Because he loved his comrades, he loved his country, and he loved his cause, and he was a very devout Catholic boy, and they believed they were fighting for their Catholic faith as well. So, you know, when I was involved in the Troubles, there's many a time I was called out in duty, and I went, a young family, and I would glance at them and leave the house. I couldn't even cuddle them because I was so upset, but you had to go. And with tears in your eyes many a time, but you had to go and do your duty. So that's a great song of manly sacrifice and womanly devotion, 100%. And not once did my loved ones ever say to me, don't go. They accepted. We had to do our job, we had to do our duty, and that was it. And if you died, you died. If you lived, you lived. And that's just the way it was. So this is what it's all about. And until the Englishmen and the Frenchmen and the German men actually get that into them, that there's far worse things than dying, far worse. To live as a coward or to live as a knave. So a knave is somebody who doesn't do their duty, somebody who allows their people to be abused. So to die a coward or a knave is far worse than dying in a righteous struggle. It's as simple as that. And until you get that through your head, most people say, well, we couldn't go out demonstrating because you might go to jail. I've been to jail more times than I've taught dinner. So it's Jada. If you're not prepared to go to jail, there's no way you're prepared to lose your life. No way. You don't leave your family, your wife and your kids behind. You're never going to do it. But I've never had a doubt in my life. I've never, ever once shirked my duty because I didn't want to lose my wife or my children. Never. Because I'm only one man, one family. This country, my tribe is made up of many wives, many children. Why should I be special? Every generation's got to play their part. So there we go. It's good stuff. Right, I'm going to leave you now with a great song. This is a song from the same period of time. It's Sinead O'Connor, who died recently. She's mad as a brush. But Sinead O'Connor, brilliant song. And this is a song about the British coming up with their boats, their navy vessels into Dublin and blasting the GPO with their long-range guns. The Saxon Huns with their long-range guns. So it's from that time as well, because we do a lot about Northern Ireland. I want to make sure people understand that I am very, very, very friendly with my Irish brethren, and 100%, and I get it, and it's good stuff. So here's Sinead O'Connor singing Foggy June. I'm going to end the show with this because it's absolutely fantastic. If you love a good old Irish song, good old rebel song, this is the one for you. I love it. It's fantastic. So God bless you all. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again on Sunday if the good Lord preserves me, and I do pray that he does. And say a prayer today for all the members of the order who are not ill, not feeling well, who are rather ill at the moment. There's quite a few been on the phone to me. They're not well. I won't mention their names at the moment, but just say a prayer for all the members of this order, brothers and sisters, who are sick, infirm, or going through surgery at the moment. Would you do that? Really important. Thank you. Okay, I'll see you again on Sunday if the good Lord preserves me. Until then, remember, stick close to God. You won't go far wrong. Dus Volt.
Rang out in the foggy June. Right proudly high in Dublin town hung they out the flag of war. 'Twas better to die neath an Irish sky than at Delbar. And from the plains of Royal Meath, strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's Huns with their long-range guns sailed into the foggy June. Mournfully and clear for those who died that Easter tide in the springing of the year, while the world did gaze with deep amaze at those fearless men, but few who bore their fight that freedom's light might shine through the foggy June. Whom I never shall see more. go. And I kneel and pray for you, for slavery fled. Oh, glorious dead, when you fell in the foggy dew. June.